unique openings and approaches with people, it doesn't take a lot. You know, if I worked in I've done it in the retail stores, or I'd help the salespeople there, said, just get 8 or 10 different things that really count, unique things. So if somebody walks in and they have really nice shoes on, be observant. And if somebody has really nice shoes and they come through the door and you go, hey, nice shoes, what's the person going to say? No thanks, I'm just looking. They're going to say thank you. Sometimes we don't need more customers, we need more from the customers we have. Are we maximizing the opportunities? And what did she do? She upsold me, didn't she? I was going to spend 20 bucks, she sold me a $50 set, okay, of headphones. But then she did the add-ons, didn't she? And there's another thing you can do around add-on, I call it clipboard selling. And where it came from really was when I was doing work with the building supply dealers, a lot of the guys didn't like to do the add-ons. And so I said, if I can show you how to do add-ons and upsells without feeling like you're doing it, would you do it? And they were tradesmen, and they said, yeah, we will do it. Show us what you need. And what we did is we just take main items that people buy, like a door in a building supply operation. And I say, now once you choose your door, I say, while I'm getting the door ready for you, I just want to give you this little clipboard, because there's nothing worse than going home and finding out you haven't got everything to finish the job properly. Okay? So I just want to give you this little clipboard here and just review it while I'm getting your door ready to make sure you get everything you need. And then you got door locks, okay, you got door hinges, door lights, door mats, door handles, extra door keys, door this, door that. And I come back and pick it up, review it, and I got an add-on. I can't believe that the Spire stores and Pick and Pay don't do this. All they have to do is take those baskets with wheels on them, and right there in that top part, do a thing that flips up and it says shopping list. We didn't want you to forget anything. And it has 25 items on there that we normally buy, and as you're going through the store, you're going down the shopping list. Who would agree their average sale would go up? Okay, now, can you do that kind of thing for your business? You got to make sure that you're reviewing, and don't assume that your regular customers after a year or two know everything you've got. Because we forget that they forget. Okay, so you let people know. And another way is your whiteboards and blackboard selling. And I often say in businesses and at trade shows and things that whiteboards and blackboards are effective because we've all been schooled on them. And some of the finest restaurants in the world have blackboards or whiteboards, don't they? That they have specials and things, so they're very flexible. But just make sure that what you put on it, that you've checked it. So we stop, we look at these things. We say, gee, how much, and maybe if a person were putting this together, this is not all that expensive, but it might take you to say 6 months, I've got to put a little bit of money aside to change the sign and make it look like this, okay? And you get yourself a brand. But the thing is if you're going to put signs out where the public can see it or put brochures to go out, get somebody, if it's in English and English isn't your first language, then get a couple of friends who are very good at English to check it for you, okay? But I'm just saying, you just double check that stuff because it's part of your environmental marketing. A silent salesperson or a brag book or even a brag wall is, the real estate people are good at that, and that is when they're talking to you, they'll pull out their brag book and they'll show you quotes from their clients, okay? You know, they'll show you houses they've sold, okay? But so you've got photos, and if you've got any kind of awards, references, and quotes, then you put it in your brag book. Okay, or your brag wall, or whatever it may be, but let other people see it. And I know that most of us have been brought up like I was. I was brought up in a little community of about 400 people on the east coast of Canada, and a small rural part of the country. And you know, and my parents were brought up to say that, self-promotion is no promotion. Okay? But you got to remember that if you have a business, and most people in here, you are the business. And what I say is amplify yourself, you know. But the thing is that you must build yourself and your business. Have a brag book, okay? Other things is your vehicles. Your vehicles are advertising pieces, aren't they? And it don't just have to be your vehicles. You could pay somebody else to put advertising on their vehicle, couldn't you? And you see companies doing that. So if you're going to put a brand together, then tie it through all your vehicles. Who would agree with me that an objection when you're selling would be the easiest thing in the world to handle if somebody told you 2 days in advance what the person's objection or question is going to be, and you could prepare? So one of the ways in sales is that you brainstorm all the objections, okay, or questions or complaints you get in your business. Take each one of them, and then what you do is then you put down the different ways to handle them. One of the things I'm going to give away here today is 103 of the most common objections and responses you get in selling, and these have come from companies I've worked with where we take the objections and put the ways to handle them. And I suggest that that's a powerful way to handle objections. Okay? It's things that build relationships. You can do mannequins and mascots. Who says that only the Sharks are allowed to do it, or the World Cup? Okay? It's a way of marketing. You know, you can be, if you've got a business, you can do unique sites. Don't always assume that your graphics people know what they're doing. They may be good at graphics, but they're not good at marketing, okay? And that can be a reality. Extended personal marketing, these are some of the things that you can do there, which I touched on earlier when I touched on the model. But maybe you want to have a newsletter that goes out maybe every couple of months. And be careful with newsletters, because if you get committed to do it every month, it becomes work. So you may put it out when you feel like it, and that might be a little better. Okay, capitalize on strategic alliances. Try to align with other people that are after the same kind of business that you're after. This is a strategic alliance for Thane and I with Nedbank. Be a status spokesperson. If you're part of a club or association, then try to become the status spokesperson for that association, that you get exposure. A how-to expert. Stand in front of people, talk about it, write articles for newspapers, okay? Become a how-to expert. And it doesn't have to be for newspapers, it could be for newsletters in corporations, okay, that gets to people. Seminars and trade shows and workshops, events and conferences, the same thing. And sponsorships, community work is important, and utilizing social media, as we talked about in the beginning. And the final thing on media is that I believe that just about everybody needs a website today. Okay? And in actuality, lots of individuals have Facebook, which in a way is their website, to some degree, okay? And write articles and get the publicity that you can get. Utilize posters. Posters is effective in a community. And then idle time marketing and queue advertising, that's where people are blocked and they can't move. You go to the doctor's office, that's idle time marketing because you can't get out of there. Okay? It could be marketing on the ceiling for the doctor. Okay, or the dentist. Okay, so it's taken and using that. It's queue marketing is, we see it all the time here in South Africa because you queue up for everything here. And a good place to merchandise and market is where they're queued up because they can't get out of there. Okay, you got them in a queue. And cross-market and cross-sell, which means try to cross-market and cross-sell within your community with other businesses who will help promote your business and you help promote theirs. And the final 5 keys to marketing and advertising, number 1 is positioning. Okay, you got to know how you want to position yourself. And what is positioning? You'll recognize it as a person, as a consumer. You'll walk into some stores, and as soon as you hear the music, you say, I'm out of here. Man, it's going to give me a headache. Right? You walk into another business, and you see that you're in the same business as you're walking out. Some people are walking in saying, hey, man, I love this place. Why? It's positioned for them. And so you have your positioning, and once you got your positioning, then you move to the strategy, and then the creativity, and then you go to frequency, and reach will depend on budget. Folks, you are the brand. Remember that. We can do all the advertising and marketing in the world, but what's going to make a difference is when I meet you and your people.